Okay, the time is 4 o'clock. I will call this meeting of the City of Fort Atkinson Plan Commission to order in person and via Zoom Tuesday, October 25th at 4 p.m. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Highfield,
Here.
Commissioner Kesnick. Oh, you're muted, Commissioner Kesnick.
Sorry, I'm here.
Commissioner Lesko here,
Here.
Commissioner Schultz,
Here.
Engineer Selly,
Here.
Manager Lemire.
Here. All right, next on the agenda, review and possible action relating to the minutes of the September 27th, 2022 regular Plan Commission meeting.
Highfield, I move to approve the minutes from the September 27th Planning Commission meeting as submitted.
A second.
Second by Commissioner Schultz. Okay, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Item number 4, review and possible action relating to the request for a special area design review for the property located at 99 North Main Street. This is Special Area Design Review 2022-01.
Is that what you need, Jed?
Yes, this is the elevation view for a proposed plan for 99 North Main Street owned by Zoo Real Estate. They are requesting a special area design alteration to adjust not just 99 North Main, but also 97 North Main, which is right next door. Same property owners. They are looking to do improvements to the facade of both buildings, replacing the awning, updating the colors, as well as replacing the door on 97 North Main to a commercial door, make it more appropriate for the downtown area. This has gone through the Historic Preservation Committee before, where they had some different colors chosen previously, which they did heed the advice from the Historic Preservation Committee to alter those colors to what is being proposed now. As you can see, can we have the current? Let me get you there. There, as you can see what it currently looks like. So they will be making the colors more appropriate, as well as moving the paint from 97 North Main's brick front and putting things more appropriate for the downtown area. Anybody have any questions?
So Jed, just to confirm, this is the painted brick. So this is kind of the dividing line between 97 and 99 here.
That is correct.
So the brick is around the arched window there and the paint's going to be removed from that.
Yes, and there's another opening to the south of that on the same building.
Okay.
As well as the whole facade of this one here will be changed to a espresso and sand color with a black awning over around the west and north side of 99 North Main.
Okay. I know we'd talked about the we didn't get any renderings of that though, the espresso and.
Oh, we do. That should be in the packet. We're on that. Also, that elevation shows the awning there to your right.
Yep. Oh, okay. Yeah.
The colors are not the ones that are
Consistent,
going with
yeah.
it. This is just a view of the awning that's being proposed.
Any questions from the Plan Commission on this?
Commissioner Kesnick here, just wanted to confirm that the brick that's going to have the paint removed, that will go back to the cream brick color,
Yes.
and the trim. It was a little hard to tell what areas were going to be the espresso and what were going to be the
Understood. So
tan beige.
yeah, so on the 99 North Main, the majority of that storefront is going to be changed to the new colors, as that is mostly wood and wood trim and similar products currently. So that will be going to those newer colors. 97 North Main is primarily brick, so that'll go back primarily to the brick color or the original color of the brick itself, with the window trim and things like that to match 99 North Main. And then the door that you see there, the residential door, will be replaced with a deep bronze commercial door as well.
This door here.
Yes.
And the trim is the dark bronze and the panels are the lighter color?
The panels are the sand and the trim is the espresso.
Okay. And that's consistent on both buildings?
Yes. Aside from the majority of 97 is brick itself. Yep.
Okay,
Did you say 97, the brick was gonna remain painted or?
It's going to be removed.
And those kind of translucent panels next to the doors, next to that residential door right there. What?
That'll all be part of the same unit for the commercial door frame.
Okay. Okay, good. Yeah, this is a project that staff here with the city has been working on for quite some time with these applicants. So Jed, we appreciate your efforts to make sure we get something a little bit more appropriate for the downtown. The the Historic Preservation Commission did take a look at this back in few months ago, actually. I think their recommendation is in the packet here, and I'm not sure there's a date on it, but I think it was in the
was in the
summer or
early spring,
spring.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had originally proposed the dark blue that you see in that drawing there now, which was not necessarily appropriate for the downtown. They made some suggestions and the applicant did heed those suggestions from both the HPC and suggestions from myself to with the commercial door and things like that. And they were more than willing to make it look appropriate.
Yeah, actually, we have a view of it right outside our window up
Just to
here.
the right.
So, any questions or comments from the Plan Commission on this one?
would it be reasonable to request a colored elevation in this historic district when you're submitting these kinds of changes?
We did,
Okay,
Commissioner Kesnick, it's a bit of a challenge, I think,
Yeah.
with, there's a language barrier and
Okay.
I think just a general, there's a strong will to do what is appropriate, but the steps involved in getting there were kind of difficult, so.
okay,
On the elevation, it does specifically state those things. I know it's not as a visual, but the elevation does have those colors pointed out to where those will be applied.
okay. I would move to approve the request for a special area design review for the property located at 99 North Main Street.
Commissioner Schultz, second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any final questions, comments from the Plan Commission? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Thank you. All right, next on the agenda is review and possible action relating to a site plan review for Badger Shops in the Clement Business Park, Lot 11. This is site plan review 2022-02.
Thank you. So this has come before us in the past. Planning Commission reviewed the site plan on April the 20th of 2022. If the commission will recall, I'm going to find the renderings here that are kind of the layout. If commission will recall, the site plan, as you see here laid out, was very probably should be fairly familiar. It hasn't changed much. What has changed is the size of the buildings. So the buildings were originally intended to be 2 shops within each building for a total of 17 available shops. That has been changed to have 3 shops in all, but I think 1 building. One will have a single shop, and that will be a total of 12 buildings. The total square footage of the buildings is slightly larger. It's 43,700 square feet versus the approved square footage at 42,000 square feet. So really minor changes on this site. All other elements of the site remain the same in terms of the utilities, the stormwater, the layouts, the ingress, egress, and the erosion control plans are all still valid. The exterior building, I'm going to find the renderings. Just bear with me a second here. There we go. So if you recall, the exterior building facades that we had, these retain many of the same elements. The big difference here is in going from a 2 to a 3 shop building. You have this little dormer that comes out on the building itself. The red awnings are preserved. The landscaping is preserved as it was approved originally. If the commission will recall, there were 2 elements of this that we needed to kind of give a bit of leniency on with respect to the code. The first was the planting plan. A lot of the foundation plantings were between buildings, and obviously plants need sun to survive, and that just simply didn't work for this particular type of layout. It wasn't anticipated in the zoning code. So the commission did allow for those foundation plantings to be reduced, but in exchange, we had some additional plantings placed out along the street frontage in exchange for that. The second was a part of the covenants for the Clement Business Park that requires a certain type of material. I believe it's type 2 or 3 materials to extend along the sides of each building that are facing the street. In this situation, there are several sides of these shops because they're so numerous that do not face anything but themselves. And we allowed the contractor in this situation to substitute cement lap siding in exchange for what would be a masonry siding on those sidewalls, and that also was approved. So those 2 exceptions should probably be revisited. Staff does not have any reason that the outcome could not be the same. But certainly we'd want to capture that in this updated site plan approval for the Badger shops. With that, I'm happy to take any questions that the commissioners may have.
Yeah, I do have a question. Between the buildings where it's going to be shady and there's not going to be a planting area, what do they plan to do there?
I believe they have, let's see, I thought they had pavement in there. Oh, no, they do have they have grass in there.
And it looks like there are some,
It does look like there are a few plants in
Plantings.
there.
Because hostas do very well in the shade.
Yeah, I think what it was the density of the foundation plants that you see on the front. I'm not quite as adept here at distance here. The foundation plantings you see along the front and sides were intended to continue around, and that density just doesn't make a lot of sense in here. So they do have a few plants in there, but it's not to the density that's required.
Okay, thank you.
I will also note that the overall quantity of landscaping, the landscaping points overall on the site does meet the code. So not in this specific area. Overall, there's additional plantings that have the point totals that meet the intent of the code for sure.
I have one more question about the renderings. Is the maturity level of the trees that are shown in the renderings actually what will be planted?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
These trees are, I would guess, 5 to 10 years old. The caliper, I think, of the trees that typically go in are 7 foot tall or somewhere in that neighborhood.
Okay. Thank you.
Questions or comments from the Plan Commission? I just would note that there is a recommendation from staff in the staff report, and that is approval of the site plan subject to the following conditions. Provide an updated site plan package of materials that includes the correction of minor omissions and errors within the submitted packet plan set, including the accurate parking and impervious surface figures in the site data table, architectural details for the proposed bike parking lot within the site plan set, accurate figures in the foundation plantings tables, and accurate labels on sheets C100 and A104 for the building elevations. Number two, that provide, the applicant must provide signage plans that meet the requirements of the zoning code and that those can be approved by city staff. 3, per the covenants, building construction must commence within 24 months of purchase and completion of phase 1, buildings 1 through 6 within 1 year. And 4, the detailed phasing plan is submitted to city staff for approval. That plan should address stormwater elements for phase 1, termination of pavements, utilities, and greenscapes to ensure a stable site. I will also note that the recommendation includes waiving those 2 items that Engineer Selly indicated, the minimum required landscaping points for the building foundation plantings, and then waiving of the exterior building design standards for those for the decorative siding extending past 20 feet on all sidewalls facing a yard. So that is a recommendation for approval, subject to those 4 conditions as I read.
So someone can just say so moved,
Yes,
so moved.
Second, I'll second.
great, thank you. Any final questions or comments from the Plan Commission on this one? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is review and possible recommendation to the city council relating to a preliminary certified survey map for the property located at 121 Jackson Street. Engineer Selly.
Yes, thank you. The property is, as Manager Lemire indicated, on Jackson Street. This is kind of in the older section of the city on the be the south, or I'm sorry, the northwest side of the city. We have a lot that is, I'll show you an aerial that it will be a little easier to understand. But we have a lot currently that is non-conforming. It's basically a square in this area. And then a very deep and wide lot that is adjacent. This landowner is the same in both of these situations. So they would like to extend the short square lot back, creating a deeper lot, and then square up their existing lot. Both of those lots would be conforming lots within the SR7 zoning district. So there's no concerns about creating a non-conforming lot. Bear with me a second. I'll bring up the aerial so we can kind of see it a little bit easier.
That's pretty.
I can get there we go. Here we go. So this is kind of in the world what we're looking at. This is the square lot. They're extending it back deeper and taking a portion of the existing backyard of this large lot. The only concern that was brought up is there is a shed that doesn't meet the requirements here, but that is an existing structure on the existing lot. So really doesn't have any bearing on the extension of the proposed lot through there. And as I said, the landowner is the same on both of these properties. So city staff had no concerns about it. There were a few elements of the CSM that under our new land division ordinance need to be met, but they're more, I would say, almost clerical or administrative in nature, requiring some additional information on the survey itself, but nothing related to the substance of the CSM. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions the commission may have.
Andy, can you pull or zoom out a little bit on that so we can get our bearings?
Darn it. I knew you'd ask me that. Here we go. Let's get over here. Let me make sure I know where I'm at in the world. We're close. You're truly testing me to figure out where Jackson Street is here. I think we are, yeah, this is
Hey,
it
look
right
at you.
here.
Good job.
So here's where we are, and then I'll just kind of zoom out. The river is and the Robert Street Bridge are down here to the right for reference, and then
Okay.
Madison Avenue is up in this area.
Thank you. Just
You're welcome.
wanted to,
Get perspective.
Yeah, it helps for sure.
I will just note that this takes one non-conforming lot and makes it a conforming lot. So I think that's a win as far as that goes. Any questions, comments, concerns from the Plan Commission?
A question for Andy. Can you reiterate to me how the smaller lot expanding it helps it now be conforming?
The SR7 zoning district, I won't put you on the spot, Jed. There's a minimum square footage. I believe it's 6,000 square feet. And the minimum width is, I think it's 40 feet. And the minimum depth is 100 feet, which obviously that only adds up to 4,000 square feet, right? But you can have a smaller width and a longer depth, or a wider width and a shorter depth, but those are the minimums. So this lot that I have now lost as I'm talking did not conform to that. That square lot was only, I think, 3,000 or 3,500 square feet. So it didn't meet the minimum standards for any residential lot. Now with the addition in extending the depth of that lot to, I believe it's 120 feet, the frontage there at 60 feet now will give us a lot that is both meeting the minimum depth and width requirements, as well as the square footage for an SR7 lot.
Okay, thank you for that.
You're welcome. I'm trying to find it again.
It's in the lower right, I think, Andy.
There we go. Yeah, so this is the square of this is it's only what 45 or 50 by 50, something like that, I think. So adding the depth then gives us the minimum square footage at 6,000 square feet and provides the added depth that was necessary. This lot that remains will still be obviously will still meet the SR7 requirements for those lot size minimums.
And I will also just note that because the land is being, I guess, detached from one lot and attached to another lot, we are not creating any sort of a buildable lot back there. So it will remain, as a property owner's backyard. Any other questions, comments, concerns?
Will there be a new survey done?
There will not need to be a new survey done. The CSM itself that we were looking at. So this document here, the surveying is fine. The change that'll be required, I think, was related more to some of the items in the legend indicating that there were or were not any easements on the site. And then I think the owner is required to be listed on here as well. So just, as I said, more administrative type things to conform to our formats for CSMs and our new land division ordinance, but nothing related to the substance.
Thank you.
I will also just note, now that we're looking at this certified survey map, it does have some dedication to the public for road purposes. This the way lots in this area, the older area of the city, were previously surveyed, they included land to the center line of the road. So this is also a win for the city to get that land dedicated to the public for road purposes. Obviously, there's already a road on there, terrace, potentially sidewalk, but now it is actually dedicated to the public.
All right, I'll make the motion to move to approve the preliminary certified survey map for the property located at 121 Jackson Street with the following conditions. CSM must include the owner's email and phone number, must include an inset map. The CSM must show square feet and acres for each lot. CSM must show any existing easements. The CSM must label adjacent lands west and south of the proposed lots as unplatted land, and the CSM must show all existing setback lines and reference to the current zoning document made and recommend consideration by the city council.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any final concerns, questions? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Thank you. Number 7, review and possible recommendation to the city council relating to an extraterritorial certified survey map for the property located at West 7462 County Road C. This is CSM 2022-10. Engineer Selly.
Yeah, thank you. It falls within our extraterritorial zoning. If the commission will remember, that extends out 3 miles. The city council gave permission to the city manager and myself to approve all of those CSMs that come before us within that 1.5 to 3 mile range. And then anything that is 1.5 miles or closer comes before planning commission and city council for review. This falls, I think, just a touch under the 1.5 mile boundary. Here's the intersection of Madison Avenue and the Highway 26 bypass. If we went slightly further to the right of my cursor, we would be in the high school area. So this is kind of where we are in the world. This is a typical CSM breaking off the residential portion of the farmland, so that the house itself can remain on a residential lot, and the farm itself can be preserved as a different farmland zoning. This is the shape of that CSM drawn over the aerial photo. City staff have no concerns about approval for this and would welcome any questions from the commission on this item.
Any questions, concerns, comments from the Plan Commission on this one?
Commissioner Highfield, I move to approve and recommend to the city council the extraterritorial certified survey map for property located at W7462 County Road C.
Commissioner Schultz, second.
Great. Got a motion and a second on the floor. Any final questions, concerns, comments? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Next on the agenda is adjournment.
I move to adjourn.
I'll second. Highfield.
Okay, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned at 4:26. Thank you.